Well, hi there. Welcome to Home Wizards. I'm Cindy Dole.
I'm Eric Stromer.
And we love to improve your home and improve your life and get you ready for Thanksgiving. What? What do we say? It's coming up in just a matter of days.
That's it.
But that's okay.
And you know what? You're not going to just sit there and stare at each other without some kind of a glorious center, decorative, beautiful centerpiece.
A little thing.
I'm going to re-say that word. It's decorative.
I love it.
That's what I want. That's what I meant.
And there's so many easy last-minute centerpieces that you can actually do yourself. So let's walk you through some things, because I'm sure that by now, if you haven't already purchased a couple of these hurricane vases that we talk about that you can just change out seasonally, you don't have a cloche? You don't have one of those cloches?
I don't.
Okay, so the cloche is kind of a fancy name for a glass, like, lid.
That's the lid that Dr. Frankenstein would put the convict brain under.
Okay,
right. It's
there
one of
you
those,
go.
right?
And it looks kind of like a bell almost.
Yeah.
But I got mine at Michael's. I want to say for $15, $20. So I urge you to go to Michael's or any other artsy craftsy place and get one of these cloche things, and then you're going to get a couple of these hurricane vases if you don't have those. And now you're going to be so set for all of your different entertaining needs.
Well, because the cloche then can go over. It's like a lid it's almost like a cake plate lid,
It's
right?
like a globe. It now becomes like a globe.
So you can make a little mini terrarium,
every
little
season. So now what you would do exactly, so for Thanksgiving, you would put like maybe if you have like a saucer that goes, the saucer that goes beneath like a terracotta pot.
Yeah.
That is going to be the base. And then this cloche is going to be the lid up and over it. Or you could use a plate. I mean, you could use whatever you'd like.
Sure.
But the idea is you're going to create some kind of a vignette that's displayed underneath the glass.
So kind of referencing maybe some fall business.
What would you put in there, maybe?
I could do a little mini pumpkin.
Cute.
I could do a gourd.
Cute as all get out.
I could do some beautiful red maple leaves.
How about some pine cones? You have some of those in your yard?
I got tons of them.
Maybe some moss to kind of create like a little...
Okay, now you're getting crazy. You could do moss.
You could do all that. So,
by the way, when I go to people's homes or a restaurant, I always notice the centerpiece. I notice the lobby decor in the hotels, the floral arrangements. All that stuff is a huge psychological enhancement when it comes to dining.
It sets the mood, and it just kind of takes it down a notch, or takes it up. I mean, basically, what I mean by takes it down, all of a sudden your stress level, you can feel the layers peeling away,
sure.
And you go, you know what? I've arrived.
Yeah.
This is pretty
And all it takes
amazing.
is a cloche.
Yeah.
And some antidepressants. Other than that, it's nothing.
And some wine. But other than that, that's all you needed.
Yeah.
But think of that. I mean, you could put some apples in there, any kind of nuts. In fact, back to the hurricane vase, when you're in the produce section, go get some walnuts. Some uncracked walnuts.
Yeah, they're back. They're out in the stores like crazy.
And you
they?
put them in your hurricane vase.
Fill them up.
About maybe 2 or 3 inches full. And then you get a nice tall, like pillar candle. And you put that inside the nuts, inside the hurricane vase. And it holds it upright. And it looks like
great.
fall.
And you know what you do? You say to your guests, if you can guess, whoever can guess how many nuts are in this vase doesn't have to pay for this dinner. So that you're setting the precedent that nothing's free in this world.
Love it. I love the rules that you have. Now, how about this? This is something that just says this is an Eric Stromer project because it involves power tools.
Oh.
And talk us through this log.
You're talking
if you will.
about the fallen piece of wood that you've reclaimed in your beautiful yard somewhere. You know, maybe a little branch that fell down now that it's fallen, the winds are blowing.
Cute. So
you get something that maybe is a Y-shaped log of some sort, one main piece and then a little offshoot piece. Cut it to size. Say you have an 8-foot table and you want to get a little 4-foot centerpiece in the middle of it. What you're going to do conceptually is you're going to drill out holes to hold little candles, little votive candles inside that log, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe you'd have a 4-foot length, but you'd have 6 of these candles evenly spaced down the run of the top of this log. Now that log could also sit on a plate with like decorative pumpkins or pine cones or fall reference gourdy kind of things. Mm-hmm. And then you're inserting your votive candle and then you're lighting it up and it looks like a Yuletide log right on the center of your table.
It looks like something that you bought like a Crate and Barrel.
It looks like something that's worth thousands of dollars. And how much did it cost you? It cost you the price of one paddle bit, which is a drill bit.
I was going to say, what do you use?
What you're going to do is go to your home improvement store and you're going to find a votive that you either bring in with you so you can reference the size of the paddle bit.
That's smart.
Or maybe they'll have them there. Right?
Otherwise, it's swimming in this thing. You want it to be nice and tight.
You want it to be tight enough to, that it sits flat and doesn't move around, but it's also easily removable, right? Mm-hmm. So the paddle bit looks like a drill bit, and on the end of it, it literally looks like the end of a paddle, like a canoe paddle. And then there's a little sharp point at the top, and they come in various widths. So the width of that from one side to the other should exceed the width of your votive candle by maybe 1/8 of an inch, right? So it'll give you enough room. And then all you have to do is mark along this piece of tree branch, maybe every 6 inches, make a little mark in the center of the log with a pencil, and then go back in with your hand on the drill, and then one hand holding the log, and just plunge down slowly as that thing is rotating at full speed. Go down about maybe 1 inch at the most, and then it'll scoop all the material out, make a perfect circle that's about 1 inch deep, and then pull it out and shake the stuff out, turn the log upside down, and then your candle should fit nicely right in there.
Very, very
Isn't that
pretty.
great?
I think this could also be a present. This looks
Listen,
really
that,
nice.
Then with the whole guessing how many nuts are in the hurricane vase to pay for your dinner.
You take home the centerpiece.
There you go.
See, I love that.
See.
Now, and I think Marilyn gets to have this. I think
she might be able to
this
keep
would look
this
good
one.
on the plane. She's walking home with a big
She
branch.
will not be allowed access to the plane, and what we don't want to do is make it hard for her to get back on
Because
the
then
plane
she's
home.
staying
That's
with you
exactly
forever.
right.
But now tell me, this looks kind of messy. We need to make some
You're
accommodations.
gonna want to do it outside because it's
Yeah.
gonna shred, wood
Little wood
all
chuck.
over. So you want to do it outside, maybe on the lawn, so it can just sort of
Good.
go back into the lawn when it rains again. That's
and maybe
it.
an air mask because of the. No,
You
it's
probably
not-
don't need it even.
Okay.
I would get safety glasses for sure. Anytime
Okay.
you use a drill, you want to wear safety glasses because sometimes debris can pop up into your eyes. I've had it happen about 1,000 times.
But I just love how, I've seen this kind of a thing that's available in the stores. So this is now, especially like if it's birch, a really great, almost kind
yeah.
of grayish, whitish brown.
the birch log would be the best if you have it.
Very nice.
What I don't want you to do is just cut your neighbor's birch tree down to
No,
make one
no,
of
no.
these. Obviously,
No.
You're going to want to ask permission, but you probably find one of these things in your log pile somewhere, or literally like if you live near a wooded area.
Yep.
3,000 of them sitting on the ground right now.
Love it. If you have a hot glue gun, this is going to be speaking to you because when you marry Indian corn with a pillar candle and maybe a little raffia tie, it says Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Centerpiece. So you would basically use a bunch of these Indian corns, maybe, 10 of them or so, and then you would use some twine to tie it all up in a neat package. But the idea is you're going to hot glue the ears of the Indian corn to the candle. Now, do you think that we should shave part of it so it's flat, or do we keep it round?
No, but
Don't
I
worry
think
about
you
it.
got to alternate the corn cobs. So one corn cob is pointed down, and then the other one's pointed up because sometimes they're slightly triangular.
Got
So
it.
if you do that, then they'll all stick together snugly. But listen, if you brought this present to my house, I would think, man, this is the greatest person in the entire world.
Pretty, isn't it?
Yeah,
It
again,
says,
no charge to this one. I might even comp her husband's meal.
It says pilgrims.
Yeah.
Or something. Well, we're just getting started because we have way more ideas to come up with some DIY last minute Thanksgiving centerpiece ideas, right? Just you wait. Eric Stormer, Cindy Dole, you're listening to Home Wizards. And welcome back. You're listening to Home Wizards. I'm Cindy Dole.
I'm Eric Stromer.
And nothing says Thanksgiving like the popcorn paper bag turkey.
Yeah, there's no question. By the way, that thing, the popcorn paper bag turkey.
And saying it twice.
Popcorn
or three.
paper bag turkey, popcorn paper bag turkey.
Yeah.
That thing is pretty cool. And the reason it's cool is because it gives you not only a craft experience of making something creative, but it also looks amazing and it's great with kids. Kids love making this thing.
It's a perfect kids table like project.
Kids table, everybody sit at the kids table, the one with the popcorn turkey.
Yay.
Right?
All right, so let's walk them through. Like, what do you need, basically?
You just need a paper bag.
A grocery bag,
Grocery
right?
bag, yeah.
A couple small lunch bags.
That's right.
Those are the legs.
Yep. And then inside, what you're going to do is, first of all, what you need to do is create the torso of the turkey, if you will, the body part without the legs, right? So you're going to fold it into sort of a triangular shape, thinking about making like sort of a pear shape out of a bag, right? And then you're going to staple one end so that it's sealed. Then you're going to cut 2 holes on either side toward the lower end of the triangular part of this turkey bag, right? And you're going to create with 2 secondary liquor bags. I would assume those will be like, wine bottle bags, right?
Okay.
And those are going to attach to the lower part of the turkey.
Those are the drumsticks.
Those are the drumsticks, right? And you're going to just basically crease the end of the bag and then put, how they sell those little caps for chicken and turkey
Yes,
legs that look
yeah.
kind of frilly. You're going to put those at the end of the bag to kind of hold it
Little
together.
toppers.
You can do a piece of Scotch tape around that to hold it in place. Then you're going to fill, before you seal it, obviously you want to fill that turkey leg up and the torso of the bag with popcorn seeds, right? And then basically you just attach the legs to the triangular part of the turkey on both sides and go ahead and put that bad boy in the microwave. And you do your popcorn then, and it kind of pops within the bag, right?
Very cute.
And then you just slice open the top, both sides.
Oh my God,
and
there's
then the popcorn
popcorn.
comes out and it looks like a turkey.
And then to kind of finish it off,
Yeah.
I mean, since this is, after all, a grocery bag, why not get some butcher paper, have the butcher paper on the table with crayons, and now they're eating popcorn. The kids are at the kids' table. And
Everybody's happy.
Everyone's having fun.
They occupy them for an hour.
it's the best darn kids' table ever.
Could be the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, you could also top it with one more little thing. You could have the edible melon turkey.
Get out of here.
And that's basically, one of those lovely, either a cantaloupe or a honeydew melon, which is going to be the tummy of the turkey. And then you get some of those really long bamboo skewers. And on each skewer, you're going to use cubed cheese, grapes, cantaloupe, pineapple, whatever you like. And then those become the feathers of the turkey, right? And then you can use some red bell pepper for the feet. And then maybe some raisins for the eyes. Like right in the front, you could put like another piece of red bell pepper, top it with a cube of cheese, and then 2 little raisins. And that now becomes the gobbler with the head and the
Sure.
eyes, And
I'm
you're
thinking
done.
this is something that our engineer Ryan can take back to Youngstown, Ohio for the holiday season.
Very cute.
Might travel on the plane. Not
I
bad.
think it's very safe,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Or you and those darn pine cones, why not turn those into a couple of cute little turkeys?
Well, I don't know why I wouldn't.
Yeah, you would just get what? You'd get some of those
You just,
cute...
the secret of this whole stuff when it comes to making turkeys or any kind of creature,
Yeah.
it's the eyes. You got to buy the
little
prefab
beady
eyes that
eyes.
you get at the
the
craft store.
the toy eyes, huh?
And then you stick them on the end of, you can use like a little acorn
Mm-hmm.
and have it stick into hot glue gun into the end of the pine cone, put the eyes on either side of the acorn. Then you need a little felt beak.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
right?
that's cute. That
You're
makes
gonna
it look-
cut that triangular shape out of felt, like orange felt, and then use a red piece, drape
For
it
the
down for the little
dingle-dangle.
gobbler. Right, back end of the pine cone, little flower. You could just do a fresh flower to
Sure.
give you that
Or
look.
straw, anyway.
Whatever you want
It
to
could
do.
be like
and then,
a
you know
mum.
what you got then?
You got a cute little pine cone
You
gobbler
got a pine
guy.
cone gobbler guy.
Very cute. And
Again,
that could...
free. Great thing to bring if you want to a party,
That's
or
nice.
great centerpiece idea.
Love it. Now, here's something else that's very rustic and great. I mean, the idea is you're going to need some hot glue gun,
Yeah.
a hot glue gun, and then maybe some twigs, right? And especially if you could get some really thin twigs that look almost like straws, and that kind of a deep, kind of a chocolate brown. Or you could even get some faux straight branches from the artsy craft store. They sell those, you know?
yeah.
And then the key is that when you glue them and they're all like in a row, it becomes a runner.
Oh, that's kind of great.
For your table, and then you could basically measure them. I mean, the tip is to lay ribbon and twigs on the floor or an extra long tabletop for a flat work surface.
Yeah.
And measure branches into like 12-inch pieces, and then the ribbon's going to form the base of the runner. And it's very
That's
elegant.
actually really cool.
It's
and
rustic.
then, you can, it almost looks like, how they roll sushi in one of those little tatami mat deals.
Very
It
good
almost looks like one of those, right?
Very good comparison. Yeah. So
and then you put that on the bottom of on the top of the table, and then your floral arrangement on top. It looks like, man, this is something.
these people know what they're doing.
These people got some game.
How about using grapes? Now, who would know? But basically, the idea is you use a combination of grapes. You would use the really deep burgundy grapes, the red grapes, and then if you want, you could use the green grapes. But I think just using the burgundy and then the red gives you that kind of fall rustic color. But very simple. I mean, the idea is you just have a bowl or some kind of a floating surface, and you're going to cascade, these grapes over the edge. It could even be a glass bowl. And then you just add some pine cones and leaves. I mean, it's very simple. All
Very
it is
simple.
grapes, and then a couple of candles.
Couple of candles. I
you're
like
done.
I like the chocolate brown candles
Yeah.
and the wax color candles together. It looks gorgeous. Maybe
Now,
brown napkins.
I know that you have a very memorable date that you shared that reminds me of those candles that are, I guess, the Italian kind of candles. Where
Oh, sure. The old bottle, the white
candle bottle.
Chianti bottle with the old candle coming out of the top.
And it drips in different colors, and you're like, wow.
Dave's Italian Kitchen. That's where I used to eat.
All right,
back in Evanston, Illinois.
So now how about using some fall beer bottles as your candle centerpiece? It's kind of different.
Some kind of crazy nut.
It's just kind of fun. But the idea is, it's kind of especially if you have your local beer, like your local brewery.
Your little craft IPA deal.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And you would basically get a little paint. Uh-huh. And then you would, let's say if you had 4 bottles, you could just write out the word fall, or you could write out the word thanks. And then
in my house, you could do Thanksgiving. That's how many beer bottles are there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you would just use some twine and glue gun the twine around the bottles, and then put the little stick candles in there, and you're done. How cute is that?
That's pretty good. You could save that for the next year, too.
You could.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like it. See, simple.
Now, we have many, many more. Now, here's another idea. I mean, seasonal simplicity doesn't have to get any easier than, some of those small white pumpkins. Do you still have any of those white pumpkins that you might have had?
No, I don't. They're all gone.
You didn't get it?
I got them, but they're gone.
And you carved them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, I kept one whole, but it's no good anymore.
All right. Well, you can still buy them. There's still some.
I saw them.
The little mini white ones, because I just love the white ones because they work for both Halloween and Thanksgiving. They don't feel.
See, that's what I call
dated.
a 2-banger. Mm-hmm. You get them for the holiday. If you don't carve them and they're small, they last a little bit longer.
And the gourds, so if you go in the produce section, you're going to probably still see some of these little mini pumpkins and or the gourds, but I love like maybe having 5 or 7 of these little white ones all in a row.
Yeah.
And if you had a little wooden tray of some kind to hold them, I mean, that's as simple as it gets. There.
That's good business.
Right.
I like it.
Or what about if you had maybe a vase or two that's pewter, especially if it had kind of a patina of tarnish pewter, and then you found maybe some faux fall foliage. Perhaps it's like some crabapple cuttings, or even some acorns. And if you had 3 different heights of these little vases, and that in the center,
gorgeous,
on a tray, has a burst of fall
almost
color.
Like somebody knew what they were doing.
Yeah, very easy.
And you know what else? Just the simple hurricane vase. If you have a couple of those, you put the pears in there. You put the apples. You put the
lemons,
the pomegranates.
Pomegranates.
In there.
I love the pomegranates.
You throw some ribbon around the glass. You pretty soon you're starting to look like you got a fancy deal going.
It looks very Martha Stewart.
Right.
And the idea is that you would probably want to have like all the like fruits are in their own hurricane vase.
Yeah.
And you know what a hurricane vase is.
Sure.
I mean, it's just this kind of a cylinder thing, or it might
come in all shapes and sizes.
Yeah. But the idea is if you had maybe like 2 tall ones and then 3 shorties, and then I like your idea of the pomegranate, the apple, the pear.
You might even do lemons,
oranges. And then a couple of candles. And you're done.
You know what? Pass the cranberry. I'm going to sleep now. This is awesome.
Anyway, we'll put all these Thanksgiving centerpiece ideas on our website because there is time and you can do this. They're very easy DIY projects that are going to make people go, you know what? It feels like the holidays.
Yeah.
Eric Stormer, Cindy Dole, you're listening to Home Wizards.
For each hand.